That courthouse bell don't ring for justice anymore. So I came riding to of water that was never theirs, put a widow's name in a rich man's prayer. Sheriff stood by with his hat in his hands while the deed got changed on stolen land. 3 high guns at the mercantile door, 2 fresh graves by the sycamore. Town kept quiet, shutters pulled tight, but the red dirt knows what happened that night. My daddy's coat had a worn-out grip, his name still carved where my fingers fit. Now it ain't just me they face today, it's his old iron and a daughter's claim. They weren't scared of law, they bought that game. They weren't scared of God when they used his name. But a daddy's coat and a woman wrong can make a whole damn county sing along. There's a red dirt reckoning coming down the line. You can run from the woman, but you can't outrun the crime. There's a red dirt reckoning at the edge of town. When the law gets bought, the truth comes riding down. And I came to collect this time. He sat high in a velvet chair with a silver watch and a preacher's stare. Said, girl, you best leave well enough alone. I said, that well ran dry when you took their home. Mayor looked down at his pile of shoes. Sheriff reached slow, but he knew he'd lose. The whole town breathed like a held-back train when I laid that deed on the table plain. I said, you sold the law, you bent the brand, you buried good men for a strip of land. Now every lie that you signed in ink is about to learn how red dirt thinks. They weren't scared of law, they bought that game. They weren't scared of God when they used his name. But a daddy's cold and a woman wrong can make a whole damn county sing along. There's a red dirt reckoning coming down the line. You can run from the woman, but you can't outrun the crime. There's a red dirt reckoning written in the ground. When the badge gets bought, the truth comes riding down. No, you can't outrun the crime. No one spoke when the widow cried. No one moved when her boy near died. No one stood when the fence went wide. So I stood there alone while the townsfolk hid behind locked front doors and the rich man laughed from the courthouse floor. I put my hand where the hopes to lay and let that silence know my name. There's a kind of dead silver cat pay, the kind of stain rain won't wash away. By sundown everybody knew who owned what they stole and the debt that was due. Coming down the line, you can run from the woman, but you can't outrun the crime. There's a red dirt reckoning at the edge of town. When the law gets bought, the truth comes riding down. There's a red dirt reckoning, and it don't ask why. You can hide behind money, but the dust don't lie. No, you can't outrun the crime. I left the deed on his desk and go out with the truth.